Hi everyone, it is Abigail of the Black Book Space. So we're going to be talking about a wonderful book today. I loved it. It's called BlackGentleman.com. You know we got to celebrate black men here, so why not do it with this book? So come back in a moment, grab yourself something to drink, and come back and chat with me about this book. So, speaking of something to drink here, as you all know, I teach a wonderful belly dance class out here in Phoenix, Arizona, but that shouldn't stop you from coming because it's also online. And if you sign up for the online class, it's recorded. You can watch it forever and ever and ever. But I have vendors in my class from time to time, and it's been so great because one thing I love to do is shop, okay? Yesterday, I was able to shop and get hydrated because a wonderful woman named C of Oh So Juicy came to my class with her amazing lemonade. So the one that I got yesterday, I got two, right? Because you can't just get one, sorry. So that one was with watermelon. I love watermelon juice. It was so delicious. And this one is pineapple. So I'm gonna take a little sip and we're gonna talk about this book. But I want to let you know that I did put the link to her Facebook page in the description box because if you're in the local area, I want you guys to look out for her, go support her business, and get her card and information. See if she'll come to your event because you need this juice in your life because it is wonderful. Look at it, so refreshing. Okay, let's talk about this book. So, BlackGentleman.com. I went to my local book thrift store called Bookman's and I saw this and I knew it was coming home with me. First of all, I went there for another reason. There was a sound bowl session there that I went to. And I was like, man, you know, I shouldn't buy any other books. And I did. So this one came home with me. We're celebrating Black men today. So what this book is a compilation of 4 stories by 4 amazing authors. Shonda Cheeks, who we talked about last week, definitely an author that you want to get on your radar. J.D. Mason, Eileen M. Johnson, and the great Zane. So she's actually the one who presented this. So I think that probably means that she was also the editor. I don't know, or maybe it was her idea. But the idea of this is all 4 of these stories feature people from or associated with BlackGentleman.com. So BlackGentleman.com is an exclusive dating website, and you get on there and you find, obviously, Black gentlemen, right? So the stories in here, some of them are a little crazy. There was one in here about a pair of twins who, like, one of them, you know, goes out of town and she tells her sister, hey, I'm supposed to be meeting this guy, but make sure you get online and email him and tell him that I cannot meet with him because I'm going out of town. And she was like, sure, I'll do that. Well, she gets online and she sends the man a message. That's not what she sent him. She did not do what her sister asked her to do, which was a very simple thing. Instead, she gets on there, is chatting the man up, and he sends her a picture. She's all excited. She goes over and, you know, the adult stuff. But it turns out that he wasn't who she thought he was. So if you want to know what exactly happened in that story, highly recommend you pick up a copy of this book. It actually turned out really funny, and I liked it. But my favorite story in here was one called Lessons Learned. And I talked about that last week because it was about Shonda Cheeks, by Shonda Cheeks. It was about this young woman who was now married to a trifling individual who would talk to her crazy. But back in the day, she was with this loving, wonderful man. They were in college. They went to 2 separate colleges. And there was a guy at her school who was really interested in her. This is who she ended up marrying, which was a mistake. And he tricked her into believing that her current boyfriend was messing around on her, and that wasn't true. So she ends up leaving. She didn't ask no question. She just left and ended up marrying the crazy guy who, for whatever reason, like, it made no sense, you know, for him to do that because he clearly did not love this woman. It was just a conquest for him. But they definitely, you know, turned out to be a much happier ending, and it was so beautiful. That's why I liked it. The next story is by J.D. Mason. This one was funny because it was about a woman who was like super straight-laced, and she found blackgentleman.com and found that there was a guy on there that she really liked who she knew in real life, and so she's tricking him and claiming, you know, that she's the one writing these messages, which she was, and it creeped him out. But it all turned out good in the end. You know, I think she should have been a little more honest, but you know, there wouldn't have been a story if she was, I guess. And then the last story, for some reason I can't quite remember. Oh yeah, okay, the last one like had some pretty crazy parts in it, because there was a woman who was super into this guy. At first she had like very, very high standards, so she didn't want to get on blackgentleman.com, but she ended up getting on there, and she met a really nice guy, but his ex was crazy. She came through and like trashed her car. But it ended up being okay because they worked it out. I think it was dangerous. It kind of scares you into not wanting to do any online dating, to be honest, but that happened, and it also had a happy ending. So you know that I kind of rushed through the 4 stories in here, but I like the fact that the common theme in here was the website blackgentleman.com. It is not common for Black men to be painted in a positive, beautiful light as they deserve. That's why I am working on reading more books by Black authors that are guys too, because I do tend to stick to women. I feel like there are more Black female authors, and those are the people that I'm more familiar with. But you know, when it comes to reading, gotta explore all of it. So obviously this book, all the stories in this book were written by women, and I think that's beautiful because we have to celebrate the men in our community because they are wonderful and we love them. And that's what this book was about. So if you are looking for some erotic fiction with a little bit of mystery, definitely some comedy, I highly recommend you pick up a copy of blackgentleman.com and celebrate Black men with me. So that's all I have for you today. I hope you do something that brings you joy. Bye.